The area that I've chosen to do is the DeBoville Slough. The sloughs are located in Port Coquitlam just off the Pitt River. It is formed by the junction of the Partington and Hyde Creeks and flows down towards Pitt River. The dikes in this park are a great recreational area. Many people go there for a scenic walk, to bike ride, or go fishing. Not only is this a great area for people, this riparian area provides life for many species to thrive in. The slow-moving waters are home to frogs, turtles, and tiny fish that are food to the blue heron. This video explores the DeBoville Slough, the species that it is habited to, and the human impacts on the area. This video will be broken into 4 sections. First section will be key tree species in the area, then key plant species, animal species that live in the area, and anthropocentric disturbances. The Pacific willow is most commonly found in the Pacific Northwest. It thrives in areas near lake shores, streams, or rivers. It is one of the tallest growing willow species, growing up to 30 to 50 feet tall. The Pacific willow tree has thick branches and pointy green leaves. When the yellow buds of the tree are matured, they turn into cotton. The balsam poplar is often found in areas where they have access to lots of moisture and nutrients, as well as lots of sunlight. That means that they would do well among floodplains and wetlands. These trees have straight trunks and sticky buds, and average at a height of approximately 25 meters. The red alder tree can grow up to 24 meters tall. The thickest part of this tree is at the trunk, and as it grows taller, it becomes thinner. Its oval-shaped leaves point at the tip and have toothed edges. This quickly growing tree is most often found on nutrient-rich areas like floodplains and by rivers and streams. We usually associate holly with the holidays, but it's also useful to know the facts about the tree itself. Holly trees can grow up to 15 meters tall with smooth bark and dark glossy green leaves. This tree is actually an invasive species. As an invasive species in BC, it is found in deciduous and coniferous forests as well as in wetlands. The bright red, festive berries on these trees are very poisonous and may cause vomiting and dehydration. This native plant blossoms pink flowers, but in the winter its small red bulbs is what draws attention. This species grows rapidly and can grow dense thickets which serve as a great shelter for birds and their nests. It is a bordering plant and can be found along roadsides, fields, or even seashores, which is why they right along the edges of the dikes. Salmonberry grow on large bushes that can reach 4 meters in height. They bloom pink flowers and produce berries in the summer, which feed animal species like birds and bears. Their leaves are bright and green with jagged edges. This species can be found in wet areas and forests in BC. The salmonberries are a great food source to all kinds of birds. This invasive species is one that many people have been wanting to get rid of. This plant is almost undefeatable. It grows quickly with no tending, can grow over 3 meters tall, can grow almost anywhere, and even the tiny fragments of the root can grow into a new bush altogether. This invasive species can be found almost anywhere in the lower mainland. You can find them along streams, in riparian areas, freshwater wetlands, and even just beside roads and highways. These large bushes are riddled with prickly stalks, have little white flowers, and can grow up to 3 meters high. This species has a negative effect on our ecosystems because it outgrows smaller plants that are native to our area. Despite them being invasive, they are still loved for the sweet berries they provide. The white sturgeon fish is one of the more interesting species that live in our waters. These fish can grow up to 6 meters long and live until the age of 100 years old. These shark-looking creatures can be found in the fresh waters of BC, but also have lived in brackish waters and even the sea. The white sturgeon is an endangered species due to habitat loss and overfishing. Black bears can be found in most ecosystems in BC. These animals can be anywhere from 5 to 7 feet tall when standing on their hind legs and can weigh anywhere between 80 to 300 kilograms. Black bears are omnivores and eat mostly vegetation, but also eat meat when they are given the opportunity. This is what makes wetlands such a great spot for black bears: the fish, berries, and of course, with human interference, garbage. The species of duck is a very common one in BC. The males have the bright, glossy green heads which make them hard to miss. This species is unfortunately losing their habitats. Grass and riparian areas are drying out and then are used for farming. Fragmentation in the form of dikes is one of the main factors in how humans have negatively impacted this wetland. When dikes are put in, they restrict access to other streams and rivers for fish to migrate to. During the implementation of the dikes, a large portion of the habitat had to have been removed and built upon, disrupting wildlife in the area and removing homes to many organisms in the area as well. The habitat loss due to the dikes may force animals into smaller areas, and if the areas are too small, it may not be a viable space for reproduction. Another anthropocentric disturbance to wildlife in this area is overexploitation. This area is home to many aquatic species. The back channels of the dikes are a crucial habitat to fish like the coho and Chinook salmon, and even the white sturgeon. But with the presence of fish like these, there is also a large presence of fishermen. It is often that you will find someone fishing in the channels by the dikes, but some of these species are being overfished. The white sturgeon fish is already an endangered species due to habitat loss, but another large factor contributing to its endangerment is overfishing. These fish are sought out by many fishermen because of their large size. If the overfishing continues, it is likely that this fish can become extinct. Extinction of any animal can cause a ripple in the food chain, affecting the other species that thrive in that ecosystem. Lastly, agriculture can have a large impact on any nearby ecosystem. The DeBoville Sloughs are located right next to the blueberry farm. As you can see, the sloughs alongside the dikes are very close to the farmlands, and in some areas, water from the slough connects over to the blueberry fields. These waters are at risk for being contaminated with any runoff from the farm area, which can be toxic to plant and animal species in the area. This is not a protected area. While it seems to be in pretty good shape at the moment, it is not protected from threats such as agricultural runoff of the blueberry farm nearby, and there are no rules against fishing in the area, which poses a threat to the white sturgeon. The DeBoville Slough is a crucial habitat to many species of plants and animals. There are many aspects of this riparian area that make it a great spot for animals. The tall grasses act as hiding spots to birds and coyotes as they hunt prey. Its scenic sloughs are crucial migratory grounds for chum and Chinook salmon. Its tall trees and dense bushes make for great nesting spots for birds, and it provides berries for birds and bears to eat. The threats to this area are uncontrolled, and thus it is hard to say what will happen to the area over time, but easy to predict what is possible, such as extinction of the white sturgeon, agriculture runoff, polluting water and harming the wildlife, and lower reproduction of the species in the area.